Welcome to Wild West Garage. My name's Morgan. That's my 57 Bel Air. But that's not what we're working on today. I've got my 1990 Dodge. It's an 07 of 90. 07 of 89. Yeah, sorry. That's what it says on the door. I think it's registered as a 90. But it's got some charging system issues, and the voltage regulator, which is mounted to the firewall, if you own one of these, you know. And so I've gone through 3 of those regulators in the last, I don't know, 6 months of owning this truck. I don't know what's going on, so I've given up on them. Yeah, so the one that was on the truck originally when I bought it, it gave up on me. So I bought a brand new one through Amazon. It's a Chinese one. It packed up, so it's full fielding the alternator, so it's overcharging. And then I found this one at a wrecking yard on an old like a 71 or 72 Dart or Duster, or it was a Demon actually, 6-cylinder Dodge Demon. And it worked for a while, but now it's not regulating at all, so it's stuck open, so it's not grounding the field circuit at all. It's not charging at all. So I've given up on it. So I'm going to show you what I did, and through a little bit of trial and error, I managed to make this thing work. So this is a generator voltage regulator. You might recognize it with the cover on more than with the cover off. So there we go. And that unit would have been in this car, or for this car. I don't think it came out of this car, but when it had a generator. So that's the type of regulator that would be in that car. So that's a GM, or it's an aftermarket Delco style regulator. So anyways, just going to take a look at the wiring here. So this wire here is on the positive side. So there's 2 terminals in the back of the alternator. One gets powered, so the red wire is going to the terminal that gets powered by the key, which would be the blue wire on that regulator. So I think I can't see the connector because I got it tucked down, but anyway, it's a blue wire on that connection. So this is hot with the key, and on here this says, so this is the battery terminal. I had it hooked to that, but it wouldn't work. I had this red wire hooked to the battery terminal, but it wouldn't do anything, or it did sort of, but it wouldn't. Yeah, it was just overcharging. So then I thought, okay, well, with this red wire hooked here, I thought, well, maybe I'll. So this is the field terminal. So it says, it's stamped in here, battery, stator. No, this is, I can't remember what that said. Armature. And this is field. So these are the in a generator, there's the field is the coils that are attached to the case, like the outer case of the generator, and this terminal would have gone to the part that turns, which is the stator, the rotor, referred to as a rotor in a generator, I think. Anyways, doesn't matter if I don't have that right, but anyways, so this F terminal here is going to the other side of these, like the field on the alternator, and so that black wire would have gone is piggybacked on top of that green wire there, which gets regulated to ground, so it's pulsed to ground to regulate the output of the alternator. So anyways, just through trial and error, I hooked, like I said, I had the red wire over here, thinking that was the way to go, and then I used the field terminal here, and if I push down on this, I could manually make the alternator charge or not charge. So I knew that circuit was, working, and so then I thought, well, I don't really need. So I think this coil here makes it so the battery won't go dead when the key is off in the car. Could be wrong, but so then I thought, well, I'm just going to flip the power over to here, and now this thing's working. So it started out, it was regulating the voltage to about 13.2. So I figured that the spring was too light, so I pushed this tab down here where the spring hooks on, and then I started the truck again, and it was putting out 17 volts. So then while the truck was running, I just took the screwdriver and pulled up on this here until I got 14.6 volts. I just kept pushing it up gradually just to adjust it, and now it's putting out 14.6 volts. So I'll start the truck up and I'll show you. And at some point I don't know if I've already explained that before, but at some point when this red wire was over here on the battery terminal, I had these two jumpered across to see if that would make it work, but it didn't. So because one of these on a generator, I think this coil regulates the voltage, and this coil regulates the current. But I think alternators are self-regulating as far as current goes. I don't know, I could be wrong. But anyway, so it's working. I'm not gonna I don't understand why it works. It just works. So I'll show you what I got right now. So if you look at the gauge, it comes up nicely. Oh yeah, see this, it's kind of pulsing right now, see? So it kind of stays there. Let's just rev the engine up a bit and see what happens. So yeah. That's nice. That's nice. That looks good to me. It's a happy place. Somewhere in between 8 volts and 18 volts. So that's a spread of 10 divided. So 8 plus 5, what's that? It's about 13 volts. So that's pretty good. It's maybe leaning a bit past halfway, so 14 volts, I guess. Let's take a look out at the meter. Got a voltmeter out here. Got the engine up a bit. Turn the lights on and see what happens. It stays solid. Doesn't move, so it's working. Turn the heater fan on. Yeah. It's loading up the engine a bit, I can hear that, but the voltage is staying the same. Or is it? Seems like it's dropping down a bit. So it's 13.8 at an idle. See what happens when we rev it up. I guess time will tell, right? So I'm going to, and the battery was dead, so it's probably not fully charged either yet. So that could be why, you know, the headlights are messing with it a little bit. But anyways, it is charging the battery, because now it says 13.5, so it's working. So I'm just gonna mount this thing over here somewhere on the, like right here on top of the air cleaner. Make a little bracket that comes out here, and then I'll have to, you know, use this truck a little bit and see what happens down the road. I think I might end up, you know, to see how long this thing lasts. It's a mechanical rig, so it's got a set of contact points in there, so it's gonna, I mean, they're made to do this, so see how long it lasts, I guess. Like I said, time will tell. All right, here's the setup, all done. So that's just a little chunk of, I don't know, it's 14 or not, no, I don't think it's 14 gauge. It's either 18 gauge or 16 gauge satin coat that I had laying around, just a chunk of it. And a little tab there resting on the air cleaner housing. And then I also added a ground wire. So this side with the two screws, you can see this got this ground link here to the metal frame of the regulator. And that just goes down to here on the side of the alternator. Okay, so the bottom lug, the bottom field terminal on the alternator goes to the armature terminal, the middle terminal on the regulator, and then the top one, which is where you would, if you were testing, you ground this to full field the alternator, the top field terminal. That's what I did actually. I wasn't getting any charging, so I just grounded this, and it went, you know, to 17 volts, 18 volts. So that is going to the field terminal. So I don't know why it works. I don't really care why it works. It just works. I'm accepting the fact that it works. And so it's putting out about 14 volts. It varies. Like it seems odd that it puts out more voltage at idle than it does with the engine revving up, but it's going to be fine. It'll charge the battery. That's all I want it to do. So I don't use this truck a whole lot, so hopefully this thing lasts. And you know, down the road, you know, I've got this harness here now, so I could basically substitute any regulator in place of that one, like a solid state one or whatever. I'm done with these. I'm done with these regulators. I have no confidence in them. 3 have failed me. I mean, the original one, then the brand new one, Chinese one that I bought, and then this one. This is an old original, and it came out of the car working. Maybe my truck killed it, I don't know, but like I said, I'm done with those things. So let's see how this works. Thanks for watching. So it's the next day, morning after the repair. Came out, the truck started no problem, and the needle was swinging around quite a bit, but it seems to have stabilized now. And this is kind of where it sits. I took it for a drive last night, and that's kind of where it just sits straight up and down. Sometimes it leans a little bit to the right, but you know, time will tell, of course, like I said. So let's see if it'll outlast the last couple of original equipment style Chrysler voltage regulators.